Welcome back, everyone. Today's adventure begins beside a clear little river that looks peaceful enough for a postcard. But apparently, it has been promoted to a full-time outdoor supermarket. No fishing rods, no fancy boat, no dramatic theme music yet. Just a group of friends, a woven basket, a banana leaf, and the kind of confidence that usually appears right before somebody gets very wet. The water is moving quickly over smooth stones. The air looks fresh, and the first fish are already making a surprisingly bad day of it. This is one of those simple river days where every step has a purpose. Find what the stream is hiding, respect the place, cook what is gathered, and try not to become the comedy section of the vlog before lunch. Right away, you can see how shallow and clear the water is. That is good news for the camera, great news for the viewers, and extremely bad news for any fish trying to pretend it is a decorative rock. Everyone is watching the water carefully, moving slowly, and using the current instead of fighting it. That is the first lesson of the day. Rivers have their own rhythm. You do not march in like you own the place. You watch, you listen, you place your feet carefully, and you let the flow reveal where the little pockets of life are hiding. Also, one slippery stone can instantly turn a serious expedition into an unplanned swimming lesson. So the cautious steps are doing a lot of work here. The basket is already starting to fill, and it is honestly one of the most satisfying things to watch. There is no giant cinematic catch, no fisherman yelling at a monster from the deep. Instead, it is patient, close-up work. Hands in the water, eyes on the movement, and a quick scoop when the moment arrives. Every small fish feels like a tiny victory. You can almost hear the river saying, "You may look, but I am not making this easy." Fair enough. Nature has never been especially impressed by our schedules. It does not care that we want lunch at noon, and it definitely does not care that the camera battery is counting down. Now the team begins spreading out along the stream, and the river suddenly becomes a puzzle with 100 possible answers. Some people search near the rocks, some work along the grassy edges, and some seem to have developed the ancient skill of staring at water so intensely that a fish might simply surrender out of politeness. The terrain is beautiful but tricky. Slick stones, shallow pools, bright reflections, and patches of green everywhere. This is exactly why the footage feels so alive. Nothing is staged. The river keeps moving, the light keeps changing, and every person has to adjust in real time. Out here, the production assistant is the current, and it is not taking requests. Look at that water for a second. It is clear enough to see the stones below, but the surface reflections keep shifting like someone is constantly rearranging the scene. That makes catching anything a real test of attention. A shadow could be a fish, a leaf, a ripple, or just the river having a little joke. The group stays low, keeps their balance, and works with quiet concentration. It is almost meditative, until somebody makes a quick move and splashes half the riverbank. Then it becomes meditation with surprise sound effects. Either way, the mood is perfect. Steady water, green trees, open sky, and friends turning a simple afternoon into a proper little expedition. As the search continues, you can see the method in the madness. The baskets are not just props. They are practical, light, and perfect for working close to the river. There is something really satisfying about seeing traditional, simple tools used in a place where they make complete sense. No complicated setup, no screen telling anyone what to do. Just experience, observation, and a bit of teamwork. And teamwork matters because one person notices movement, another shifts position, and someone else is ready to collect the catch. It is like a tiny river operation with very relaxed uniforms. The dress code seems to be clothes you do not mind getting wet and shoes you do not trust too much. The current gets a little more serious in places, but the group keeps working their way through the shallow sections. You can see everyone testing their footing before committing to a step, which is the correct strategy when every stone looks innocent and every stone has the potential to betray you. The riverbed is full of rounded rocks, soft green algae, and little channels where fish can disappear in a second. It is a reminder that the hard part is not only finding the fish, it is reading the water. Where does the current slow down? Where do the rocks create a hiding place? Where can you stand without turning this into a rescue mission? These are the important questions of modern river cuisine. And there it is, another small success. The catch is not about showing off, it is about the process. The group checks what they have collected, keeps moving, and stays patient. That patience is what makes this kind of day feel different from a quick trip to the store. When your ingredients come from a moving river, every one of them has a story. You remember the slippery step, the missed scoop, the person who spotted it first, and the moment when everyone leaned in to see what was in the basket. By the time the food reaches the fire, it already feels more meaningful than anything wrapped in plastic under fluorescent lights. We are getting close to the point where the river hunt starts turning into lunch, but there is still time for a few more close looks at the water. The camera catches the details beautifully, sunlight flashing over stones, tiny ripples breaking around ankles, and the soft green colors of the riverbank. This is the part of the vlog where it would be easy to say something dramatic about the call of the wild. But honestly, the better story is simpler. A beautiful place does not need much help. Put friends beside clear water, give them a small challenge, and suddenly nobody is thinking about notifications, traffic, or whether the Wi-Fi signal has given up again. The basket is looking more convincing now, and the mood shifts from searching to planning. You can feel it without anyone saying a word. There is that quiet moment when the group starts doing the math. This is what we have, this is where we can set up, and this is how hungry everybody has become after standing in cold water for half the day. The answer, as always, is very hungry. Fortunately, the next chapter is already waiting on the riverbank. Fish have been gathered, banana leaves are nearby, and there is enough dry wood around to give this outdoor kitchen a fighting chance. It is time to trade the current for a fire. Before the cooking begins, there is a quick pause to look over the catch. This is the kind of moment that feels small on camera, but matters a lot in real life. Everyone gathers around, compares what was found, and gets a sense of the meal ahead. The fish are modest in size, but that is part of the charm. This is not a restaurant challenge with a mystery box and a celebrity judge. Nobody is shouting about plating. Nobody is asking for truffle foam. It is a riverside meal built from the day itself, and the only judge will be a very hungry group of friends sitting close enough to the fire to smell the answer. Now the setting changes from water and stones to grass, sticks, and smoke. A fire is being prepared with the kind of attention that outdoor cooking deserves. Too little wood, and you get a sad candle with ambition. Too much too quickly, and you get smoke in every direction except the one you hoped for. So the team builds it carefully, arranging the fuel and giving the flame a chance to grow. The surrounding scenery is still doing its job in the background. The river keeps running, mountains sit quietly in the distance, and the afternoon light makes everything look a little more cinematic than it probably felt while people were crouching over damp kindling. The first signs of flame always change the atmosphere. Suddenly there is a center to the camp. People gather closer, tasks become more organized, and the day's earlier river mission starts to make perfect sense. The fish are ready, the fire is finding its strength, and the banana leaves are waiting nearby like nature's version of a serving plate. This is where outdoor food becomes more than food. There is the smoke, the heat, the waiting, the little adjustments, and the universal rule that whoever stands closest to the fire is somehow also responsible for everything. Congratulations, you are now head chef, assistant chef, wood manager, and official person who gets smoke in their eyes. The fish go onto the grill, and now we enter the most difficult part of the whole adventure: waiting. Fishing requires patience, but cooking beside an open fire requires a completely different kind of patience. The kind where the smell gets better every minute and suddenly everyone becomes an expert. Someone will say it needs more time. Someone else will say it is definitely ready. A third person will poke it with a stick and claim to be conducting science. Meanwhile, the fire keeps away, doing the actual work, while the rest of us provide encouragement, opinions, and occasionally a little too much enthusiasm. There is something beautiful about the simplicity of this setup. Fish, firewood, banana leaves, a riverbank, and a group of people who are willing to slow down long enough to cook together. The ingredients are not hidden behind a kitchen door. The heat is not coming from a button. Every stage is visible, and that makes the meal feel honest. You can see the smoke curling around the wood, the skin beginning to darken, and the careful turns that keep the fish cooking evenly. It is not fast food. It is not fancy food. It is food with a view. And the view happens to include a river that has been providing background music all day. The camera moves in closer, and this is where the smell would be incredibly useful. You can see the fish roasting over the embers, the fire glowing underneath, and the little pieces of wood shifting as they burn down. If videos ever get smell-o-vision, this would be a strong candidate for the launch event. Until then, we will have to use imagination. Think smoky, fresh, simple, and just a little dangerous if you are the person trusted with turning the fish at exactly the right moment. One wrong move and lunch could go from beautifully charred to, we call that extra crispy for confidence. While the cooking continues, the river landscape opens up again, and it is a perfect reminder of why this whole day works. The water is wide and shallow here, scattered with dark stones and bright reflections. The sky is beginning to soften, and the mountains in the distance give the scene a quiet, almost unreal backdrop. It is the kind of place that makes you want to speak more softly, not because anyone told you to, but because the landscape already has the loudest voice. The fire crackles, the water moves, and the group keeps working without rushing. That combination is hard to beat. Back at the fire, the fish are getting closer to ready. You can tell from the color, the smoke, and the increasingly focused expressions around the grill. Outdoor cooking has its own countdown clock. There is no timer beeping on a countertop. Instead, you watch the heat, judge the texture, turn carefully, and hope the flames do not suddenly decide they are the main character. The team handles it well, keeping the fish close enough to cook, but not close enough to become a dramatic fire story for the next vlog. That is professional-level campfire management, or at least professional enough that nobody is running for a bucket of water. The banana leaves come into play now, and they make the whole scene look instantly more inviting. They are bright, clean, and wide enough to turn the grass into a proper serving space. There is no need for a dining table when the riverbank has already provided a better one. The cooked fish are placed down carefully, and the meal begins to take shape. This is where the earlier hours of searching pay off. Every fish on the leaf represents someone standing in the water, someone spotting movement, someone holding a basket, and someone probably saying, "Wait, I think I saw one," about 40 times before being right. And finally, the group begins to gather around the food. This is the payoff. Not just the fish, but the shared moment after all the work. The people who were spread out across the river are now close together, looking over the meal and enjoying the quiet satisfaction of making something happen from start to finish. There is a special kind of appetite that comes from being outdoors all day. Even the simplest food tastes better when you have earned it with wet feet, smoky clothes, and a few near misses on slippery rocks. Suddenly, every bite feels like a trophy, and nobody needs a fancy plate to appreciate it. The scene gets even better as the wider view returns. The group sits near the river with the mountains and evening light behind them, and it is hard not to feel a little jealous of this lunch break. The water is still moving steadily, the sky is opening up, and the whole place has that calm end-of-day energy. This is what a good vlog should leave you with. Not the feeling that you missed out on something impossible, but the feeling that simple days can be memorable. You do not need a huge plan. Sometimes you just need a river, good company, enough patience to catch lunch, and one person who remembers to bring the basket. There is plenty of friendly activity around the meal now. People moving, checking the food, talking, and making sure everyone gets a share. It feels relaxed because the hardest work is done. The river has given what it could, the fire has done its part, and the food is ready to disappear at a speed that would impress even the strongest current. That is another reliable rule of outdoor cooking. The moment the food is done, all conversation suddenly becomes much shorter. Everyone becomes very focused. You could probably announce a major world event and get the response, pass that piece over here. As the day continues, the camera lingers on the river and the campfire, and those two elements tell the whole story. Water and fire. One kept the adventure moving, the other brought everyone together. The stream gave the group a challenge and a setting. The fire turned the catch into a meal. Between them was everything else: laughter, teamwork, careful steps, wet hands, smoke, and the small problem solving that makes an outdoor day feel real. There is no need for a big speech because the scene already makes the point. The best memories are often built from ordinary actions done in a beautiful place with people who make the ordinary feel special. We are heading toward the final stretch now, and the light has changed again. The river looks softer, the sky carries more color, and the whole scene feels like it is exhaling after a busy afternoon. The group has gone from searching and collecting to cooking and sharing, and that full circle is what makes the video so satisfying. You can trace the meal all the way back to the first moments in the water. Nothing appeared magically. Nothing was rushed. It was a simple chain of effort, patience, and good timing, with a few slippery rock plot twists included for free. The remaining fish and the glowing coals keep the campfire scene warm as the day winds down. There is still movement around the fire, still small jobs to do, but the pressure has gone. This is the part where people start replaying the good moments: the first catch, the nearly impossible scoop, the person who got the wettest, the smell when the fish hit the heat, and the view from the riverbank. Even without hearing every conversation, you can recognize that feeling. It is the satisfied tiredness after a full day outside, when your legs are a little sore, your clothes carry a bit of smoke, and you would absolutely do it all again. And that brings us to the close of this river adventure. From the clear shallows and careful fishing to the campfire and banana leaf meal, every part of the day has stayed wonderfully simple. The river did not need decorations. The food did not need a complicated recipe. The group only needed time, teamwork, and the willingness to let the day unfold at its own pace. If you enjoyed this kind of slow, real outdoor vlog, stay close for the next adventure. There will probably be more water, more smoke, more questionable confidence on slippery stones, and hopefully just as many good moments. Until then, take a breath, enjoy the sound of the river, and remember, the best lunch stories usually begin before anyone lights the fire.